Okay, so you're trying to get a handle on college financial aid, maybe feeling a bit overwhelmed by it all.
Yeah, it's a common feeling. Lots of forms, lots of numbers.
Exactly. Well, today we're going to dive into something specific, kind of a hidden aspect of it all. Financial aid leveraging.
Hmm.
We've been looking at some really interesting stuff from diversified college planners on this. And basically, our mission here is to help you understand this strategy.
Right. So you can navigate the whole process, more like an informed consumer.
Yeah, savvy is the word I was thinking.
It really helps because while you're focusing on like getting everything submitted, colleges are often playing a different game.
A different game.
Well, financial aid leveraging. It basically means colleges use aid strategically. It's about influencing who enrolls and, frankly, managing their tuition income.
So wait, it's not purely about how much a family needs or how great a student's grades are?
Not solely, no, those are factors, definitely. But it's also about what amount of aid will actually convince that specific student to attend their school.
Okay, so the sticker price isn't the final word, and the aid offer. It's more calculated than just need or merit.
That's a good way to put it. Calculated. They're looking at things like how likely you seem to enroll.
How do they even figure that out?
Well, they look at a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Your demonstrated interest, maybe where else you've applied if they know, your academic profile compared to others they've admitted.
Yeah.
They're trying to pinpoint the sort of minimum aid needed to get you to say yes.
Wow. It sounds like they're trying to predict what you'll do.
They kind of are. They use, sophisticated algorithms, predictive modeling. It sounds fancy, but it's basically software analyzing tons of past enrollment data.
Data like who applied, who got what aid, and who actually showed up.
Exactly. It helps them tailor offers to maximize their yield.
Yield. That's
Right.
the percentage of admitted students who actually enroll, right?
Correct. Maximize yield and their overall revenue. It's a balancing act for them.
So could you really have two students,
Hmm.
maybe identical profiles, grades, finances, getting very different aid packages?
Absolutely. It happens. A student they think is a sure bet, maybe applied early decision or shows tons of interest, might get less aid than an equally qualified student they think might go elsewhere.
Yeah, that's eye-opening. How common is this practice? Is it everywhere?
It's pretty widespread, especially among private colleges. The estimate we saw was around, 68% use strategies like this?
Wow, over two-thirds.
Yeah. And it's not just privates anymore. Public universities are getting in on it too, maybe around 25% using their own institutional aid, not just state or federal, to influence enrollment.
Okay, so when you see those big merit scholarships,
Yeah.
they look great, obviously, but they could also be part of this bigger strategy.
Definitely. That scholarship might be purely about your achievements, or it might also be a strategic move to lure you away from a competitor school. It's often part of that yield management we mentioned.
Right, yield management. Got it. So, okay, understanding this leveraging thing, what does that actually do for a family going through this process?
It empowers you, really. It shifts your perspective. You realize that first aid offer isn't necessarily set in stone.
So it's not always the final word.
Not always. Knowing that colleges are being strategic means you can be strategic too. It gives you context if you're thinking about, say, appealing an offer.
Appealing. Okay. How does knowing about leveraging help there?
Well, if you understand their motivation might be partly about securing your enrollment, you can approach an appeal differently. Maybe you highlight a better offer from a similar school, for example.
I see. So comparing offers carefully between colleges is even more important then.
Crucial. Absolutely crucial. Seeing different offers side by side can review how different colleges are prioritizing you. And understanding leveraging might give you a bit more confidence, in potentially negotiating or asking for a review.
So it reinforces that idea.
Yeah.
It's not just about getting in, it's about getting the right offer that makes it affordable.
Precisely. Securing the right financial fit is key to success.
Okay, so the main takeaway here seems to be financial aid decisions aren't just simple calculations based on forms. There's this whole strategic layer from the college's side.
That's it exactly. Colleges are making strategic enrollment moves. Understanding that game, well, that's your advantage as a consumer.
Right. So here's something to think about then. Now that you know colleges are thinking strategically using leveraging, how might you adjust your own approach to financial aid? What new questions does that bring up for you? Something to definitely mull over. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.